right, here we are for another Spinato Spin. Great to have you here. Remember, this is talk number 2 of 3. All right, this is the second talk, and it's on the topic of your environment, your area, your people that you're talking to, or people that you see, or people that are influencing you. Well, the influence we're going to talk about today is thinking. Last time we talked about reading. Now we're talking about thinking, and the last one will be on doing. Well, think about this. What are you exactly? What are you thinking about? Who got you to think like that? What is the environment that told you you should be thinking about X? You should be thinking about Y. How did you get to those points? That's what we're talking about. Your environment feeds into this. See, a lot of people say, well, the environment, you got to fight your way through. Yeah, you got to fight your way through to find the best thing you could do. But you got to realize that it's making an impact on your life. It's making a tremendous impact on your life. It's the environment. I heard this is a great explanation for environment. They said if you could not speak one word of a foreign language, and we took you and we dropped you off in that land, in that country that spoke that language, and we left you there, and we left you with access to no other language but that language. No other language but that language, where you can talk to people, where you can watch TV shows that are in that language, where you can listen to the radio in that language, where you can listen to any music in that language, over and over and over in that language. You know what? Sooner or later, you're going to catch on, and you're going to start talking that language. Well, when you hang around with people that have no clue what's going on in the world and reality and what's really going on, if you hang around with them, they're going to get you to be like them. I don't know how easy it is to explain other than that. You remember the movie Rocky, the original Rocky? He said one thing to the girl when he was walking her home just to be safe. And a younger girl, he said, if you hang out with coconuts, you'll turn out to be a coconut. Birds of a feather flock together. Well, the bottom line is, what are you thinking about? And here's a good one for you, too, just to measure it. Before you involved yourself with that group of people, what were you thinking, and what are you thinking now? Is that okay? They're thinking, they're trying to teach you how to build some sort of a terrorist bomb or whatever. Well, that's probably not the best thing you want to be doing now, unless you have something on your mind that you want to do with them. But if you never thought about it until you got in that environment, maybe you ought to get out of that environment. You got somebody that's telling you you're better off, drinking beer every night and getting as drunk as you can every night. Maybe you shouldn't be in that environment. Maybe if you start hanging around people that set goals and want to hit goals and talk about their goals and talk about doing good things for people, that might be the person you want to hang around with. But it's your environment that's going to determine the way you think. I don't care what you say. I don't care what anybody else says. The most important thing in your life is what you think about. And whatever influences your thought is probably going to be how you turn out. There's the old saying, or the whole train of events. Watch out what you think, okay? Because they'll become your words. Watch out for your words. They become your actions. Watch out for your actions, because that becomes your behavior. Watch out for your behavior, because that becomes your habits. Watch out for your habits, because that becomes your character. And watch out for your character, because that'll help you make your decisions. And your decisions determines your destiny. It's no different when you have thoughts. It's no different at all when you have certain ideas. Where did you get that idea? You ever have your parents say that to you? Where'd you ever come up with that idea? See what we're talking about? Where do they come from? If you're in that same lousy environment, you'll think lousy thoughts. But if you're in a good environment, you'll start thinking better thoughts. It works so simple. And that's one thing that you got to understand too, is when you start thinking about things, You'll start eventually talking about things. And when you start talking about things, you eventually wind up doing things. Your environment plays a huge role in this. Can't emphasize that enough. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. But I'll tell you what, ask yourself a few real tough questions. Say to yourself, and the best way to do it is under sober reflection. Just think about how you're doing things. You know, Henry Ford said something real simple. He said, the hardest thing that people have to do is think, and most of people never do it. Think. Think about it. But then again, understand where you're getting these ideas from. Is it okay? You know, I talked about this the last time, but it makes so much sense. I went away on a trip for, a weekend, half a weekend, whatever it was. Got in front of some people that all of a sudden it clicked. Felt like I was in the right group of people. Felt like something like that is big and happened in my life. And it changed my life. Because I realized two things. Number one, what they were doing I could do. And number two, what they were doing was awesome. It was positive. It was the right way to be with people. It was the energy that I was always looking for. But I always thought there was something wrong with me because I had that energy. And I had that enthusiasm. But they had it too. And they were doing real well. And they were feeling real great about themselves. Why can't I be like that? And then they started getting me to think. They started getting me to dream. You see, when people start thinking positive things, they have no limit. You see, when you start dreaming, you have no limit. You could do anything. Who gets you to think that way? You got to hang around with people that know how to stretch your vision. And stretch your vision means what? You could look at, climbing a little hill, and you could look at climbing a mountain. You could look at, going across the street or going across the country. It all depends on your vision, how and what you could see. They say, what is it? The person that has the biggest dream usually winds up with the biggest toys. That's usually what it is. It starts at a young age, but watch it. Watch those thoughts, because those thoughts will make a huge difference in your life. I hope that helped you, and make sure you stay in the right environment to keep all that going for you. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.